Good afternoon. Pleasure to be here with you. I'm Carlos Vargas. I'm the president of Southeast Missouri State University. It's a pleasure to welcome you today to Facebook Live. We are continuing to adapt to this unique environment, following the guidelines of social distancing that are in place at this time. And so we don't have a lot of individuals here with us today, but we're very happy to have the opportunity to make this presentation. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Brady Barkey, our athletic director, for the leadership that he's exercised throughout his tenure as athletic director, but also to his commitment for this search over the last several weeks. I understand the importance that athletics has in an institution of higher education and how important it can be for the success of the institution. From very early on, Brady and I talked about the kind of characteristics that we were looking for in the new coach for our men's basketball team. And I am pleased to report that I think we have found them. And so today, it's a pleasure to introduce Coach Korn. Actually, Brady will do that more formally, but we're excited to welcome you, Coach Korn, to the community and to your wife and daughters. Thank you very much for being here with us. It's a pleasure. We look forward to getting to know you better. My wife, Pam, and I are avid sports attendees. We attend sports events frequently, and you'll see us on the court side as many times as we can. So at this point, I would like to turn this podium to our athletic director, Brady Barkey. Brady will introduce Coach Korn more formally. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us via social media today. This is an unprecedented time right now, and I ask we continue to pray for our nation and those around the globe as we deal with this health crisis. As I begin today, I first want to thank President Vargas for entrusting me with this search process. You've been supportive of me from day one and are a huge part of our recent success that we've seen in athletics. I also want to thank Nate Savarino, our Associate AD for External Affairs, and Philip Lady, our Assistant AD for Marketing and Engagement. They have provided a tremendous amount of support to me throughout the search process. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank my wife, Hallie, and our kids. This is an exhausting process and one that has been further complicated by the coronavirus. Phone calls, text messages, emails, nonstop for 3 weeks. And I love you guys. I look forward to getting a chance to spend some time with you again. When we began this search process, we knew we were looking for someone who could recruit the region, someone who had a great basketball IQ, and someone who could develop student athletes. Someone who was going to do it the right way and be the right example for our student athletes. Someone who could develop strong relationships with our student athletes and mentor them to become better basketball players and better men. Someone who could create a positive culture within our program. Someone who's a competitor. Someone who understood what it takes to win at this level and has done it. Someone who understood how special basketball is to this region. I wanted someone I could trust and could work well with as we build this together. But more than that, I really wanted to find someone to lead our program who truly wanted to be here. Not just because they wanted to be a Division I basketball coach, but because they saw something special in SEMO. Someone who saw something in a program that hadn't truly experienced much success at the Division I level. Someone who would engage with this community and get them excited about SEMO basketball again. I'm so fortunate to say that we've found that someone. But beyond all of that, here's what else we found. We found someone who has grit, someone who has made his own success, someone who knew what he wanted and went out and got it. As a player, he redshirted as a freshman. He worked his tail off and was named the Missouri Valley Conference Most Improved Team, eventually was a starter and a leader of a team that went to 3 straight NCAA tournaments. We found someone who has had tremendous coaching success, but also has experienced failure. He's been on top of the mountain, and he's been in the bottom of the valley. But through it all, he's come out prepared. He embodies what this region is all about. He's an honest, hardworking person who uses failure and criticism to fuel his drive to be better. He's self-made. And that's who we need to lead our program into the future. So it's with great pleasure that I introduce the next head coach of Southeast Missouri State basketball, Brad Korn.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here. To Brady, President Vargas, my family cannot thank you enough for this opportunity to lead a group of young men at a special institution that is Southeast Missouri State University. Their intelligence, work ethic, and thoroughness has got me excited to continue to lead this program under their vision and direction. In high school, I played in a Final Four, the Illinois State basketball state tournament in 1999, finishing 4th. And then as a college player, we won 3 championships and played in the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. Then as a coach, we continued to win 3 more championships, go to a Sweet 16 in the Missouri Valley Conference. We went on to the Big 12, and we won 2 Big 12 championships and had an Elite 8 appearance as well at Kansas State. But today is just as important to me as all those other accomplishments. Because of those accomplishments, it was a team. And I'm standing here today because of my team. And that is my wife, Kristen, our daughters, Breland and Ashton. I cannot thank them enough. It is not easy to be a head coach's wife, to have their guilt-free, they allow me to pursue this dream guilt-free. My wife gets it, she understands it, and she lets me be who I am, and so do our kids. And I cannot tell you how much that means to me. So thank you guys, I love you. My family, my parents, my sister, they made a lot of sacrifices to make this dream a reality. Whether it be money, time, travel, or whatever it was, you don't get to where you are in life, successful, great positions like this, by yourself. If it wasn't for them, I would not be here today. I cannot thank them enough to hear their pride and their joy in their voices of how I make them proud. It just gives me more fuel and more fire, and I love you guys. I've been blessed beyond measure to have learned from some of the best basketball coaches in the country, from playing for legendary Illinois high school coaches Scott Miller and Al Grudel, to Hall of Fame collegiate coaches in Bruce Weber and Matt Painter, to former bosses Chris Lowry, who gave me a chance 16 years ago as a graduate assistant and then hired me on full-time as an assistant. I definitely would not be standing here today if it wasn't for him and that opportunity. To Paul Lusk, for getting me out of my comfort zone, where most of your growth happens, is when you are uncomfortable. And he definitely got me out of my comfort zone, and I cannot thank him enough for that. And finally, Bruce Weber, my coach. Not only did I play for him when he took over a struggling program, but I was fortunate enough to work for him the last 4 seasons at Kansas State. To be able to get to the BCS level has always been a dream of mine. And to win a Big 12 championship and to go to an Elite 8 and experience that with him is something I will never, ever forget and will cherish forever. To work alongside one of the most respected men in college basketball is something every young coach should aspire to do, and I do not take that lightly. He's ran his program with class, integrity, and to have the success that he has had gives me a lot of confidence that I can do the same here for SEMO basketball. Coach, I love you. To K-State Nation, the administrators, President Myers, Athletic Director Gene Taylor, our sport administrator Casey Scott, our coworkers, and former and current players. We've left Manhattan now what will be the 2nd time, and never time has been easy. The nurturing community, the love that you have for your school is what home and family are all about. The level in which you treat your employees is unmatched. Manhattan, please don't ever change. And we now know that everybody looks better in purple. Email. A lot of the high of this moment will disappear, and the question will come, and to steal a line from Coach Took, who are we and where are we going? Those will be the questions that remain. We will be defined by the commitment and the pillars and the cornerstones of our program. Character, who we are when no one is watching. Passion, all the way in for SEMO, something bigger than ourselves. Accountability. Your time and your words are the ultimate respect for the people around you. Unity, bringing people together. And then thankfulness. Be humble and love deeper. Every player deserves to have the best possible experience of becoming a champion. While we pursue that expectation, it will not be because of one person, one coach, one player, one practice, one game, or one day. It will be because of the people and what we put of one day on top of the next day on top of the next day. And we can look back on everything that we have built once we get to our destination. We all can make it happen. The community can make it happen, and the people make it happen. My dream and vision is to have our team embody the spirit of Southeast Missouri and to have a prideful brand of basketball that everyone can relate to. To all former players and alumni, I openly invite you to come to the office, come to a practice, send an email, give us a call. Be totally invested in this program. We need you, and we want you a part of your university and your program in our region. We must create this atmosphere. My family and I, our staff, are here to help continue to build and restore the history that is SEMO basketball. Having spent over a decade of my life in this region, my family and I hope to represent everything that is Southeast Missouri and our brand. You wake up, no matter how you feel, you give your best effort for that day. You never make an excuse. No task is too small. You bring others up with you, and it is always bigger than yourself. We need the type of players and workers that are more interested in having a great senior night than they are a great senior day. Great senior night than they are a great signing day. I'm not going to be perfect, and neither will our staff, neither will our team. But together, we can bring that joy that SEMO basketball deserves. It will not be easy, but I promise you, it will be worth it, and I look forward to the challenge. I'm excited to be your head coach. I can't wait to get started. Given the circumstances, it's a little more challenging. But in life, the brick walls are there for a reason. And you either bust through them or you go around them, but you never let them be an excuse. We will not let this be an excuse to stop us from where we're going. SE,